Hello everyone, and welcome to my Game Boy Advance collection. The Game Boy Advance was released on June 11th, 2001. Now obviously this is the SP. I don't have the original Game Boy Advance anymore. The SP was actually released February 14th, 2003. And together they sold 81.51 million units. And believe it or not, these were discontinued in May of 2010, which was after the DS came out, which is pretty cool, actually. Well after the DS came out. Holy cow. Like 6 years after the DS came out. But this is definitely a reasonably small collection. I'll go ahead and get started here with Digimon Racing. This game was released September 13th, 2004. I actually remember this game pretty well. It's definitely not that great of a racing game, but I got it and loved it because it's Digimon, and I remember playing it a lot. I don't remember it too well, but I just remember racing with Digimon and having a lot of fun with that. It's a reasonable game for handheld, I guess. Then we go on to a game I played quite a bit, and it's Dragon Ball Z. This is Dragon Ball Z Supersonic Warriors, which was released June 22nd, 2002. I remember playing this game quite extensively. I actually beat this one. I beat it I thrashed it, and I played it a lot afterwards. Going back to it, it's not that great, but I played so much of this game back in the day. I actually got this in middle school from a person on my bus. He basically said he'd give it to me for 20 bucks, and I never paid him back for it. Sorry, man. I don't know what exactly happened there, or I don't think I ever gave you the 20 bucks, but if I didn't, I'm sorry. But really fun game. Definitely one of the better Dragon Ball Z games on handhelds. There is actually a sequel that I believe was released on DS that I don't have, unfortunately. Then we go on to a game I mentioned in the last collection, the PS2 collection. This is Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, which was released December 7th, 2004. I have actually had in my hand, technically, 3 different copies of this game. First, I borrowed it from my friend Logan, and I played quite a bit of it there, never beat it. And then I bought the cartridge at a retro game store. And then I actually found the game in a box at a retro game store. So I have 2 different copies for it. I'm trying to sell one of them on eBay. But this one is the boxed one. Really, really good game. I actually like the handheld, this version. The PS2 version's but I wanted it. This game was actually really, really well made. The card mechanic is a little weird compared to the rest of them. But still, really, really good game. I like it a lot. Haven't beaten it, though. Then we go on to my favorite game series of all time, Legend of Zelda. This is Legend of Zelda A Link to the Past 4 Swords. It's a little dirty. Basically, this was a Game Boy Advance remake of A Link to the Past with an extra game called 4 Swords. This is the first 4 Swords game. Unfortunately, haven't really played this at all, but it's the first 4 Swords game, and I will play it eventually, because it is really good. I need to play the Zelda games, definitely. Definitely need to play them. Really ashamed to say I haven't played a lot of them. Then we go on to another Zelda in this plastic case. We have Legend of Zelda The Minish Cap, which was released January 10th, 2005. Now, for the longest time, this was the earliest game in the Zelda timeline. This actually explained how Link got his green hat. Unfortunately, I haven't played this one either, but this is definitely up there at the top of my list. I might play this now. There's a couple games that I've done since I've done these videos that I just really, really want to play now. And this is one of them. So, a really, really cool game to have. Minish Cap. Then we go on to the first Mario and Luigi game. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, which was released November 17th, 2003. Unfortunately, haven't really played any of the Mario and Luigi games. I know they play like Mario RPG and Paper Mario. This is the first one. I actually have the box for this one as well, so that's really cool. But haven't really played it, so don't have much to say. But I'm sure it's really good. All the Mario and Luigi games are pretty good. Then we have a game my girlfriend actually sent me that I don't even know what to think about. We got Max Payne for the Game Boy Advance. I don't really know what to think about this, and then it looks like there's some stretch marks there or something, like it was like pried open or something. Yeah, it was, which is really weird. But this port was released December 18th, 2003. It looks like crap, looks nothing like Max Payne. There's really not much to say. I don't think I'm ever going to play this. Then we have a really, really sought-after handheld game. A lot of people like this one. Metroid Fusion, which was released November 17th, 2002. Now this game is probably the best handheld Metroid. Haven't really played it. I need to. I found it up in Seattle because I wanted it. But don't really know all that much to say about it. I might get Metroid 2 because it's a sequel to the original Metroid, but that's like the only other handheld Metroid I really want. Really cool to have though. It's Metroid Fusion. Really cool. My friend Brandon really likes Metroid, so he loved this game. Then we go on to my childhood, Pokemon. We have here Pokemon Ruby, and in this case, we have Sapphire, a legitimate copy. We'll tell a funny story about that one. But we have Ruby and Sapphire, which were released March 19th, 2003. I remember when these games came out. Man, I remember I got Ruby first, and I got stuck at the Elite Four. I couldn't beat it. But then I got Sapphire and started, with Torchic, and got Blaziken, who ends up, is my favorite Pokemon now. Traded everybody over and ended up beating Ruby. I remember when these games came out, I remember the ads for them, and I just remember it was a bunch of people sitting in different places saying the new Pokemon names, and for some reason, the one that sticks out to me is this kid, like teenager, sitting in a diner booth saying Zigzagoon, and the way she said it was really weird, and it was like Zigzagoon kind of thing. It was just really weird. I remember the first time I played these games, and it looked so beautiful, and I actually still really, really enjoy these games. I went back and played Ruby not too long ago, right before the remakes came out. Really, really great games. Funny thing about Sapphire here, this is actually technically the third copy of this game I had. My original copy, I had a shiny and a couple level 100s in it, and I let my friend borrow it with a guide that I got. He lent me Pokemon Red at the same time, and I never talked to him again. So I went onto Amazon and bought another copy of this game, and it ended up being fake. I found out about 4 or 5 years later when I tried to play through it, got towards the end, tried to connect it with Coliseum to mess around in Coliseum with them, and it deleted my save file. So I got pissed, and I ended up finding a boxed copy of this game on eBay, so I have the box for this, and it was really cheap, which is a surprise. And this is a legitimate copy. I made sure of it when I got it, so really cool to actually have another legitimate copy of one of my favorite Pokemon games. But after these games came out, they came out with the third game in the series, Pokemon Emerald, which was released May 1st, 2005. Now, funny thing about these two games, not this cartridge specifically, but the original cartridge, I have 100 hours in both these games. I don't remember how I got it in this game, but this game I played the Battle Frontier because they added that whole area, which was really, really cool. I played through that. Never really beat all of them, but I beat at least one. I ended up trading a lot of the Pokemon from Sapphire and Ruby into this game and beating this game with that, but I thoroughly wrecked this game too, and Sapphire back in that time. But, I really, 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 really liked these games. The third gen was so nice. It was so good. It really was. All three of these games here are really, really important to me. Yeah, I need to go back and play them one more time just 'cause, why not? But right around that time, they came out with the remakes of the first gen, Pokemon FireRed and LeafGreen, which were released September 9th, 2004. You know, I was really excited when these games came out, because at that time, I had never played through first gen. And these games actually added some extra stuff, like 7 islands that you could just boat to throughout the game. And it was really cool playing through them. Took me a while to beat Fire Red. I don't know if I actually ever did. But yeah, because I believe Fire Red, I just used Blastoise for most of the game and got him up to like level 70. And then I just couldn't beat the Elite Four with one Pokemon. But Leaf Green I beat pretty thoroughly. I think I traded some stuff into Fire Red and might have beaten it like I did with Sapphire and Ruby. But, you know, it was really cool to play through Gen 1 finally. Because they were just so much fun. They were, and it brought back, like, watching the original anime and stuff, and it made me want to play the original games. They actually came with these wireless adapters for you to battle and trade with people. I have both of them, or two of them, obviously. But, you know, these games, I actually thoroughly remember playing these games. Honestly, like, I have very little memories of the second gen, but I have a lot of memories playing. I don't know even know about third gen, the Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. I do remember playing them a lot, but these I remember playing quite a bit too, back in the day. I love these games, I really do. I love Pokemon so much. I know I say that every video, but I really do. Then we go on to a sequel to a game that's also Pokemon. This is Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire, which was released August 25th, 2003. This is obviously a sequel to the original Pokemon Pinball. Honestly, I consider it far inferior. I didn't really play it as much as I played the original Pokemon Pinball. I just didn't like it like I did that game. It's probably great, honestly. It's probably a really good game. I just couldn't really enjoy it as much as I did the original games. I don't know. It's weird. But it's got third-gen Pokemon in it, so I'm sure it's pretty good. Then we go on to a game I played so much as a kid. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! The Eternal Duelist Soul, which was released October 15th, 2002. Just over a week after my birthday. I played this game throughout middle and high school. I actually thoroughly trashed the game twice, because I beat the game once, and then my little stepsister accidentally started the game over. I didn't really get mad at her, it was pretty funny. But she started the game over on me, and I beat it again. And I actually think, like, the battery's gone dead, or something, or I think I accidentally recently started the game over again. So I have to start the game completely over, which really, really sucks. Because I loved this game. I had a deck that I literally wrote down on like index cards to try to buy, or just I wanted to keep that deck. And it was such a good deck. It was so beastly. But this is back before the game changed and they had like XYZ monsters and all kinds of weird cards that they added recently. I can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore. I remember back in the day when it was just 8,000 life points, and just magic, trap, no special cards except fusion and ritual, and it was just so simple, and there were no banned cards. You know, it was good. Well, those were the days, man. Those were definitely the days. Love this game, though. Had a lot of hours in this game. And then finally, we have Yu Yu Hakusho Spirit Detective, which was released December 9th, 2003. I don't really know much about this game. I basically think I got it for like my birthday or something, or my friend just bought it for me. It was in the box, it was really cheap, it's in really, really good shape, but I don't think the game's all that great. From what I remember, the controls were really bad, and it's just kind of not that great. It's pretty cool to have a boxed Game Boy Advance game, you know, they're not that easy to find in stores. But that is it for my Game Boy Advance collection. The next video will be my original Xbox collection. See you then.